everyone. Welcome to the Process 34 podcast. My name is Cody Dugan, and I am the creator of Process 34, as well as the host for this show. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the podcast, and if you have not yet done so, please, I encourage you to do so now. By you subscribing and liking my content, I am able to grow my audience and have the ability to reach more people and ultimately help more people. For those of you that are new to the show, first off, welcome and thank you for watching or listening. Process 34 was created in the midst of grief after losing my son. Growing tired of so many negative thoughts and emotions, I decided to challenge myself to find the positive in it. And from that moment on, try to find it in any situation. That led to pursuing a healthier lifestyle of feeding my mind, body, and spirit every single day, no matter what. And from that, a podcast was born, and that's where we are now. This is a show where I share with you my personal stories and experiences, and how I was able to get through those events, and what I did then, and what I'm still doing now. Through using a positive outlook or routine and a daily inventory, I feel like you can have a pretty well-balanced and manageable life. On the show, I'll also have guests from all walks of life. People that are doing good things, positive things, and ultimately just on the same wavelength as Process 34. Professionals and businesses that offer their expertise, services, and even their own personal experiences and stories. We are a community, and we are interested in self-help along with helping others. So I hope you enjoy, and again, thank you for watching and listening. And as always, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share with your friends. Enjoy the show. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Process 34 podcast. Today, joining me, I got a very special guest, Mr. Ashton Gaulin. You might know him as Templetown. Is it Templetown USA or just Templetown?
It's becoming Templetown USA.
Templetown USA, okay, yeah. On TikTok. Amateur golfer, D2 golfer, Saginaw Valley State University.
Yep.
Just a good guy, good dude. I actually met him. It was kind of funny how we met. Was that Petaway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I met Petaway. I walk in and I'm like, this guy golfs. I could just tell, like immediately, like head to toe, this guy golfs. So I'm like, hey, you going to or coming from? And he's like, oh, I'm going to. Where do you play at? Flint Golf Club. I'm like, no way. So, and I had heard little bits and pieces about this TikTok guy up at Flint that's killing it. So I'm like, do you by any chance, are you the TikTok guy? He's like, yeah, I'm him, So I'm like, no way. So we hit it off, and it's just been, we've kind of chatted here and there through social media, and actually just went and played around at Flint, which will be coming out soon. We tried to break 34 on the back nine.
Yeah.
So it's some new exciting content coming out. Yeah, it's just, just somebody who, like I said, I met by chance, and we kind of hit it off, and he's not only is he doing amazing things in the golf world and social media and growing a following, but he's just a good person, somebody who definitely wanted to spotlight on the show and just introduce him to you. Pretty much what I wanted to cover, though, was the man behind the golf. We're going to talk about golf, but we're going to get to know who Ashton is too.
Right.
So,
well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Welcome.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Thank you, dude. It's been a fun morning. We started off 8:00. We met at 7:30 probably.
Yeah.
Just had a great time. It was my first time playing recorded on hot mic, so I had to give myself a little leeway.
It's tough.
Got the scorecard here. Shot at 86. Ashton came in with a 71, crushed it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of double bogeys and a lot of bogeys had by myself. But it was a good time. So just jumping right into it, how long have you been golfing?
Okay, this is a story to get into. So I've been around golf my entire life. Okay. I grew up in the Warwick Hills Junior program since I was 3 or 4 years old, since I could walk, since I could hold a club in my hand.
Okay.
That was never serious for me. It was more of just like a summer thing. I play every Wednesday and just kind of have fun, play with the other kids. It never really got serious until around sophomore year of high school when I found a love for golf again and really decided to like dedicate my life to it. So,
when you were telling me too earlier that you were kind of just trying to find what sport you were going to go with too, right?
I mean, I tried everything under the sun. I was a skier. I was a snowboarder, basketball, football,
right,
soccer, baseball. I played baseball a lot too.
Yeah.
And I had to drop. You can't play baseball and golf.
Right. Yeah. That's why I never did it.
It's like the two things that never can go together. So I had to drop baseball early. That was probably middle school when I dropped that. And then that sophomore year of high school is kind of when I got into golf and like really put all my time towards it and grinded it out. So
okay. And for those of you who don't know, Warwick Hills is where they held the Buick Open for how long? 20 something years?
Yeah, very long time.
Longer,
and now the Ally Challenge.
Yeah.
So
yep. So home of the Ally Challenge, now located right here in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Is it a family thing for you guys, or are you the only golfer? I know you said your dad golfs a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's a family thing. My grandpa, mainly on my dad's side, my grandpa is huge into golf. He's kind of the one who like gave me the opportunity to play at Warwick.
Yeah.
Because they were members there when I grew up as a kid, and they had all of us in the junior program. Like my sister played and all that stuff. She like hated it.
Really?
Yeah. Like
she played competitively, or?
Well, in like the junior program.
Okay.
That Warwick had, she played all the way up until like 9 holes, and then she was like, "Wait, there's 9 more we have to play."
I'm done.
She dropped that like entire like so fast. So she never played like the 18-hole leagues or anything like that. So
okay,
I was really the only one in like my family to keep going and like really try and do something with it.
Yeah.
And then I have a little cousin, Nikki, who is 16, just turned 16, and he's really, really grinding it out. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And
yeah, I would say it was like my grandpa and dad that got me into it.
Okay.
So,
and do they still play, both of them, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, my grandpa. I'm not gonna say my age because I know my grandpa's. I'm not gonna say his age because I know my grandpa's gonna watch this and I'm gonna get it wrong.
Right.
But yeah,
he's mature.
He still plays. He plays in like the senior, like the Michigan seniors, so they play all over Michigan.
Cool. Okay.
Like he plays some really, really nice courses in Michigan with this league that he's in. So
that's awesome.
That's like twice a week, I think, and my dad's maybe a once a week type of golfer.
Okay.
Like a 7 or 8 handicap or something like that. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So you played the junior golf, you got into it, you said pretty hardcore when you were a sophomore, and then through high school you ended up going to Mott, but there's a little story behind that.
Yes. So the story goes my sophomore and junior year when I really started to excel at golf and try really hard. I did have a few offers to go places. The main thought was Northwood University, up in Midland.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning to go there, play golf there, and be there for 4 years, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So 2020, that's the year I graduated. I didn't get to play golf, which was devastating. I mean, to play golf for 3 years, dedicate all your time, and you have a team that's like potential to win the state championship, and it's just gets cut off.
Right.
So that was not fun, but it also.
That's how like Grand Blanc was possibly projected to win.
Yeah.
That? Okay.
Yeah. Our team was super solid that year, and we were, we were top in the state and potentially either podium or winning it. So
wow. Cool.
That would have been really special to be a part of, but sadly things didn't work out. And then I didn't want to pay all that money to go sit in a dorm and just do nothing during COVID. So I had a email from the coach at Mott, Tim Nestor, and I went straight to him and played there, and I stayed there for 3 years. So, and that's been one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah.
I mean, Mott treats their athletes like no other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you able to learn a lot more too that you did not know? Or
I think so, because it's more of a hands-on thing when you're in a community college, and it feels like a lot more personable than
like intimate.
what you would think. Because like my thought going into it was like, oh, I'm playing golf at a community college. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like, it's competitive, and there's quite a lot to learn because a lot of people in the same boat that I was, like the kids that could have gone D2 and D3, that either couldn't afford it or either just didn't want to and take the 2 years to a community college. They're all that same level of golf.
Right.
So there's a lot of competition in community college, and I learned so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, Tim he was a member at Flint too, and as far as I know, he's a very good golfer himself. So I'm sure you were able to learn a lot. It took me about a year
to beat him.
Really?
Actually, yeah. I came in as a solid high 70s golfer. Obviously, I had like a year off of competitive golf because of COVID, so it was a struggle. But I mean, it probably took me a year to beat him.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's just solid. He's the guy who just kind of hits it straight and gets the ball in the hole. So,
was there anything that like you were able to pick up in college that you weren't? I guess maybe you knew about, but you weren't really implementing it into your game, like as far as like course management and stuff like that, or did that progressively get better once you got into college?
Yeah, a big time, because I was just kind of a hit the ball, walk up and hit it again. In high school, and I was a good ball striker in high school, and I knew which way the ball was going to go every time, but I just couldn't score. So being able to learn from Tim a lot of the ways to get around the course and where to be and what to do in certain situations. And I still think I haven't perfected it because I definitely make some stupid mistakes sometimes, but that's golf. So I just constantly keep learning. But one of the main one of the main things that I learned from college golf was the mental side.
Yeah.
So it's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You're in these competitive situations 2 or 3 times a week.
Right.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard because
you're going to school.
And you're going to school, right? Yeah. It's really pushed of student athlete, student first, of course.
Yeah.
But there's so much going on and so much traveling and all that stuff, and you just gotta focus on your game and try and play the best golf you can.
Right.
But I've learned so much about the inside of my head in the past 2 years.
I bet, dude.
It's crazy. Because there was certain situations where like I didn't play competitive golf like hardcore until I got to college.
Yeah.
It was only like those few years in high school, and like I said, I played in junior leagues, but that was nothing serious. So there's been a few eye openers, like the national championship. That's like, at that time, it was the biggest tournament I've ever been to, and I think I shot like a 93.
Did you really?
I just blew it out of the water. Not even a chance of coming back from that. So it's one of those things that like you learn from, and then you go and do it again.
Yeah.
Because I went back the next year and played better. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab a drink of water.
Yeah, go for it. I know my biggest thing, which I mean, everyone who watches the podcast and follows me knows that golf is up there with me. It ranks at the most highest. So, that was one of the biggest things with me too. And I'm nowhere near your level, but it's progressively getting better. Really doesn't have a whole lot to do with your physical abilities. Mm-mm. It's 95% mental. You know, it really is.
Well, the saying is, that golf is 80% mental and the rest is between your ears.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Right. It's 100%.
Yeah.
If you don't get the joke, it's 100% mental.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's true. I mean, it is. So tell me a little bit, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But just about your upbringing, your family, just in general, like, what kind of shaped you into becoming who you are today.
Right. I have an incredible family, extremely supportive. I mean, anything I've ever done was full support, and especially with this whole TikTok thing, it's been unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal, the support they've given me, because this is something new. Mm-hmm. Like kids just don't just do this.
Right.
So to because I like to look at my dad right now as a manager almost. So he's kind of being a huge part of this whole Tempo Town USA thing.
That's awesome.
So that support has been throughout my whole life. When I picked up different sports and stuff like that, it's been just at the snap of a finger,
Just
like, do whatever.
support, yeah.
Yeah. So it's incredible. And I mean, there's not really much else to say about it, just because it was. I mean, I had an incredible childhood. I would never change anything about it. So
the whole time in Grand Blanc.
yes,
Okay.
I grew up Sherwood Hills on McCandlish.
Okay.
And then right when I went to high school, we moved to my new house. So
Okay. Nice.
yeah.
Getting into the social media stuff. So you're just kind of touch base on it a little bit. First of all, just tell everyone a little bit about what you're doing, and after you do that, I got a little follow-up question for it.
Okay. Do you want like the story of how it started, or?
Yes, exactly. How you got into it.
So, with college athletes, as of a few years ago, NIL was invented. So name, image, and likeness.
Yep.
This was a possibility for college athletes to get money for being themselves and actually being athletes. Because this goes back to like when the football NCAA games were made back in like 2015.
Yeah.
And they cut that off because they didn't want college athletes being paid. So they finally brought it back. And I told myself January 1st of 23 that I was just going to try and see what happens. So January 1st, I post my first, not first, because I posted a few videos.
You say just 23?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I
did not know that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's crazy. Like, it's, what is it? July?
July. Yeah,
End of July.
Yeah.
So I've done what I've done in 8 months, which is wild.
Yeah.
Just
that's
so
insane.
wild.
It's not normal.
No, and I'm so blessed for it, and it's just amazing. But yeah, so January 1st of 23 is when I told myself that I'm gonna post whatever.
Yeah.
Golf mostly. Just once a day, and see what happens.
Yeah.
So from there, I started gaining a little bit of a following, a few hundred people here and there, and then my Florida trip for my golf team comes around, and we are like, okay, it'd be cool if I like hit 10K while I'm in Florida and I could do a video on that and stuff. I hit 10K.
Followers.
10,000 followers on TikTok. And then my dad has all the dates for this, but I think it was 18 days later I hit 20.
Really?
And then 16 days later I hit 30. And then like the jump from 30, 40 to 50 was like a total of like 20 days.
That's insane.
And then from there, it's just skyrocket. So I'm at like 96 right now.
Wow.
Which is unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Unreal. So the whole idea behind it is an influential golf swing. Mm-hmm. So my golf swing is...
Nice.
Thank you. It's aesthetically pleasing, if there's any humble way to put that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so people really like the way it looks. They really try and replicate it. And around the same time I hit like 10 or 20,000 followers, people started coming in my comment section and calling me the mayor of Tempo Town.
Okay.
So that's where I've kind of gained this mayor of Tempo Town idea.
Yeah.
And then that's where Tempo Town USA comes from, because I want to create a community around it.
Okay.
So
tell us a little bit about that. Can you?
Yeah, I can tell a little bit.
Okay.
So Tempo Town USA is going to be a fictitious town almost, where people can come to a website, check out merch, check out sponsors and stuff like that. Basically, this is a faraway goal, but creating a city within a website.
Yeah.
So whether this be like storefronts of sponsorships, we'll say for example Callaway. So you can go in town and you can shop at Callaway.
Okay.
Or you can go in town or you can shop at, you can buy a TrackMan. You can go in town and you can go to La Fontaine and buy a car or
Right,
something like that.
right.
So these are all like sponsorship opportunities that I want to have be a part of the town.
Very cool.
Something that's really cool about it is it's endless.
Yeah.
You can have a population of millions of people in there,
Yeah, absolutely.
and the sky's the limit. So,
Yeah. So you're literally trying to build a community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, just trying to build a town.
Yeah.
And we have merch and stuff that is on the way, currently in the works. But yeah,
Very cool.
really cool.
That's awesome, man. That's
This is
exciting. And
so
it's
amazing.
like you said, 7 months.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
It's unreal. I would have never, like, the goal was like maybe get to 10K so I could possibly get paid on TikTok or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But then 10K came, and then 20, 30, 40. It's
Right.
just it's moving so fast.
That's awesome.
So
man.
fast.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Where did you find and I ask this because I know it's hard for myself sometimes, and I know it's really hard for anybody who's around your age. But where or how did you find the courage just to one day say, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put myself out there, because we all know there's trolls out there. There's, you can get eaten alive.
Yeah.
So where did you find this courage, or has it always been there?
How do I put this in a good way? I like attention.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
I always have.
Nothing wrong with that.
At Grand Blanc, I was the student section leader,
Okay.
which means I run the entire. So Grand Blanc has the biggest student section in the state.
Mm-hmm.
I basically ran that entire thing.
Okay.
And I loved it. So from that point on, I just felt like leading something would
You
be
caught the bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love being a leader, and I love like showing people new things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where it comes from,
Okay.
is having the confidence that you can't always please everyone.
Yeah.
So like if those few people do come in as haters, it's like
Right.
you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, if they're not gonna hate on you, they're just gonna go right down the road and hate on the next person.
Exactly.
That's just what it
Right.
is.
Right.
No, that's and like we were talking a little bit when we were playing. It's like one of the main reasons I started doing this was like, if anything, I'm just gonna be able to be a better public speaker, or feel more comfortable around people
Right.
and talking in front of people. So I know it's hard, and I see other people that I know that have a pretty good following, and it's like, they're dealing with these guys every day, guys or girls every single day, that are just trying to crush those dreams for them.
Right,
It's like,
right.
just leave the guy alone.
Right. No, there's so many of them.
It is.
And they're so funny though.
Yeah.
Because I was even talking to Dan, who you had
Yeah,
here the other
yep.
day, because he's also in the social media world, and we were talking about some of the hate comments. It's
Yeah.
it's funny to laugh at.
Yeah.
Because it
Well, I
doesn't
know.
affect me.
Yeah, and Dan, I think Dan's like, yeah, come on, hey,
Yeah.
so he
Well-
has fun with it. Yeah.
Well, the funny part is, so like the way most TikTok and Instagram algorithms work, I'm not sure about YouTube and in his space. The more comments, the better.
yeah.
One of my first videos in like March was like I'm working on my draw today, and like every ball was a slice.
Yeah.
And it was just to get people in the comments just being like, you're stupid. Like,
Right, right.
What are you talking about, kid?
Right. Do you know what a draw is?
Yeah, exactly. Your draw goes the wrong way and something
Right.
like that. And that video ended up getting like 250,000 views or something like that. So it was the reverse marketing of getting hate.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, any sort of attention
right.
is good attention
Right.
when it comes to social media,
Right.
So yeah, that's
Exactly.
awesome. You got any advice for somebody who might be teetering on it, or just in general, not even what you're doing, but just in general, trying to take that next step, putting themselves out there? Do you have any advice for them?
Consistency, to put it in one word, is like the main thing that I think has gotten me to where I am.
Yeah.
Like since January 1st, every single day there's a video on my TikTok.
Yeah.
And there's, I don't think I got on Instagram until later, but yeah, consistency is huge. Being able to pump out content for people that are actually interested in watching every day is huge.
Yeah.
Because those people end up commenting. And it's just the consistency is, and you could ask a lot of people in the TikTok and Instagram space. It's like, if you're not posting at least once a day, nothing's going to happen.
And to piggyback off that, it's, a lot of people say, oh, consistency, that's not that hard. It's very challenging. Very challenging.
Very challenging.
Because there are days where, you have a lot going on.
Right.
And, and sometimes you might not be able to get to the course, but you got to put something out there.
Right.
Or, or you just, some days you might just not be feeling it, you know, like you lose that, because it kind of comes in like ebbs and flows, though, I've noticed. And
for sure.
There's days where I'm sure you're like, yeah, I don't really want to post anything today, but I know I have to.
Or like if I'm doing something, because like a lot of people don't realize it. I do have a life.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I do have a life. I hang out with my friends. I still have a job. But you could ask anybody I work with. I will stop working.
Yeah.
I really don't want my managers to hear this, but
What's your last day, right?
I will stop working to put a TikTok out.
Yeah.
And they're like I actually had someone last night, actually. They're like, where's Ashton? He's like, oh, he's probably making a TikTok.
He's in the bathroom again.
It's so funny though.
Yeah.
But that's what it takes, is like a next level of consistency with anything you're doing.
Yeah.
Because even with my success I've seen in golf, I've practiced every day.
Yeah.
Every single day. Whether that be for 30 minutes or 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's something.
Consistency, discipline.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's huge. It's huge. And it's really changed my whole perspective on kind of life.
Has it?
Like, you can do anything. And I think there's a quote out there that's like, if you spent like 18 minutes a day for 365 days.
Yeah, I just saw that recently. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be like top 5% in the world or something like that.
Yeah.
At whatever you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Just
like
crazy.
Yeah, and it's not that much time, but it is a lot of time.
Right.
But it's like if you just break it down, simplify it like that, it's like that's doable. That's attainable.
I think that's a really good quote, and
it is.
Puts like time into perspective.
It does, yeah. Definitely. You got any sort of like daily routine or anything that you're following specifically towards, actually for golf and just in general?
I'm not so much on it in the summer.
Okay.
My schedule becomes a little bit more wonky in the summer, just because I'm staying up late, sleeping in a little bit more, and just kind of doing whatever comes my way.
Right.
But like in season, waking up at 8 a.m. for practice, lifting, all that stuff, making sure I'm eating enough and doing all that stuff. But now this new challenge is going to be, can I manage 150,000 people along with student athlete?
Yeah.
So
no.
We're going to figure out.
We're going to find out,
We're going to figure it out in
exactly,
a week.
Yeah. There's only one way to find out.
Yep.
And also, I just wanted to just tell everyone real quick, like how big of a deal it is for you to have such a quick and huge following for a golfer located in Michigan, because we only get 6 to 8 months a year.
I'm terrified.
But it's like, well, thank God there's simulators and everything now where you can at least do something. But that's a big deal. You're not a Florida kid. You're not a California kid. You're a Grand Blanc, basically Flint, Michigan product that's out here. At one of the, and also one of the top in the golf community right now, which is just, it speaks volumes to what you're doing. So that's huge. I just want to make sure these people know that, because this isn't, it's easy to like if you live in Florida, like, oh, I go golfing every day. Like, we can't do that.
No, I totally agree. It's going to be hard, like going into the winter months. And I'm kind of thinking about, planning a few trips, whether that be to Texas or Arizona or Florida.
Yeah, definitely.
And just figuring out some way to make original content.
Right.
But one thing that is nice is my school does have a simulator.
Cool.
So I will be there every single day.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
But practicing and like I'll be like live on TikTok a lot and making videos there and stuff. But it's just not the same.
Does your school and your coach and everyone, do they know about what you do?
Yes.
Okay. So they're supportive of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. My new coach, he's actually really funny about it. He's also a golfer. I've played with him once now. He was super funny about it because I hit like a bad shot. And he's like, that doesn't look like the mayor of Tempo Town.
Right.
So I'm sure I'll get a lot of crap at school. And I do at tournaments as well. It's just like if I put up like a bad score or something, they'll be like, oh, the mayor of Tempo Town.
Yeah.
So
you're going to catch a lot of slack now.
Oh, I already do.
Yeah.
especially at the Michigan Am. Because I went and played in the Michigan Am. My first ever Michigan Am.
Where was that? Oakland?
Oakland Hills.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's so hard.
Yeah.
So incredibly hard. It was set up like a major. So it was 5-inch rough. It was greens rolling at a 13 on the north side of Oakland Hills. So I've never played in any conditions like that. So right. I'm missing by feet.
Yeah.
Literally like tenths of a degree. Mm-hmm. And I'm just making bogeys and bogeys. And
right.
Bogeys.
Yeah.
It was brutal. It was so brutal.
But that's such a vast difference from just going and playing even like Warwick.
Oh yeah.
With those conditions.
Right.
And it's a hard course in general.
Right. And Warwick is normally pretty hard, but I've never played in rough like that where you have to hit a pitching wedge from like 80 yards.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And land it on the front and get lucky.
Right.
Like, man, it was
with no control at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're just swinging.
Yeah.
Praying. But it was fun. It was such a good learning experience, and I did get a lot of hate like the week after.
Oh, of course.
Of people just ripping me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the hate.
Oh yeah, and I mean it's like we said before. I mean, no matter what you do, it's always going to be there. So It is what it is.
Yep.
You talked a little bit about it, but are there things that you can translate from your golf game into real life applications, or vice versa? Or like you said before, maybe you can talk a little bit more about it. There's things that you have learned from golf that has helped you in life.
Yeah.
So can you touch on that a little bit?
I can try. So golf, growing up in golf, it's a very proper game. Mm-hmm. The etiquette, all that stuff, taking care of stuff, taking care of the course. Yeah. I think
respect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it does a lot to a kid growing up.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great sport to have a kid grow up in, whether they play it the rest of their life or not. You do learn a lot from like that country club style.
Yeah.
Almost of like respect for basically everything. And I think that's become a lot of my whole life is kind of like realizing everything I do and like respecting it and doing the right things, hopefully.
Right. Yeah. I think you're doing pretty good, man.
Thank you.
Well, and it's like, I've noticed with me, like and my wife and daughters can attest to this. I still have a lot of work to do, but it's taught me to be more patient. Yes. It really has.
Yeah. No, that's a huge one. Huge one.
Yeah. Or like weigh out the decision, like you were saying before. Like, I mean, there was one time where I hit this 3-wood and it went this far.
Yeah.
And I know it's possible, but I should probably only hit it 160 there so I have a good shot.
Right.
But then like, it's hard to switch that 90% leaning heavily towards that 3-wood into the 10%. You know? So
no, it's a game that teaches you like mental toughness as well.
100%.
And like you said, patience is huge. Waiting for the right moments and knowing that they'll come and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in like, I don't know how much competitive golf you played.
Not much.
Okay.
No.
So there's there's this thing we call a slump.
Yeah.
With Justin Thomas is in one right now.
100%.
And he talks all about it and how it's like it is so brutal on the mind. Like I couldn't imagine what is possibly going through Justin Thomas's head
Right.
when he shoots an 84 and the next closest guy is at like 73.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's
and
I don't
you're
even
professional.
know. Yeah. Like for those guys to shoot 84, they must feel like they're shooting 170.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like 120 for me.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine what's going through his head, especially at the Rocket Mortgage where he shot like 3 over that first day.
Yeah.
Next closest guy was like 4 under.
Well, and another thing too about that is like it just goes to show you how much your day-to-day life can impact your golf game, because you take like look at Ricky, for instance, Ricky Fowler. He went through the worst of the worst, and in the meantime though he was, new children, wife, and Justin Thomas just got married. He's got a kid on the way. Like,
well, we say it's the curse.
Yeah, it changes. Yeah, it changes you. Yeah, exactly.
Because the same thing happened to Jordan Spieth when he got his
everyone.
wife.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah. No, but in all serious, it's such an incredible game to grow up in, because you learn so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would be half the person I am today without this sport.
Yeah. That's great, and it's good to know that you can see that and acknowledge that. There's also a lot of adversity that you have to face on the golf course.
Right.
What about life? Have you had any times during your life where you've had to face some tough adversity and overcome it? Yeah.
So problem solving on the golf course is a huge thing that you can run into. So learning how to solve those problems and that there's multiple ways out of it has been something that I think I'm pretty good at, is solving a problem when it comes.
Yeah.
Whether that be I can solve it quickly or I can solve it efficiently.
Yeah.
That really applies to kind of the whole COVID situation.
Yeah.
Of like what do I do now? And kind of being lost in the whole process of doing that. Another situation, I know I mentioned this on the golf course, was that other school.
Yeah.
That I was supposed to go to.
Yeah.
And this was like.
Yeah, talk about that for a little bit.
Okay. This might get deep.
Go for it, man.
It's so there was a school I was supposed to go to out of state to one of my favorite places in the world, Colorado. And something fell through, whether it was on my end or their end. There was nothing. There was just untied strings.
Yeah.
And then the money fell through, and there was no way to afford it. So from there, that's kind of like when it lit a fire under me. And I was like, I really want to pursue this whole TikTok thing and really strive to be like really good at this sport.
Right.
So that was the fire that got me going.
And that's some serious like adversity to face too. Like when you think like you're making plans to be somewhere, and then 2 weeks before it's like, nope, just kidding.
Yeah. So
now what are you gonna do?
This was right at the end of this was in February.
Okay.
So that's right at the time where
this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's right at the time where if you're not committed to a school, you're not going to school.
Right.
So I had to go back into recruiting mode and try and lock in a school.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Right.
So I think I sent 100 emails.
Yeah.
Out to different coaches and trying to reach out to people I know in the golf world that are on teams and stuff like that. Like I found my way to like Loyola. Like, do you know Jolie? Jolie, bro, she's at Flint as well. She goes to Loyola, but like Loyola was on the list. I was reaching out to everyone.
Really?
Just trying to, because I had 2 months to find a school, and then I finally got in touch with Matt Pumford, who's the head coach, or not head coach, assistant coach at Saginaw Valley. So thank God that worked out.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I would have been who knows where.
Right.
Who knows? So
that's crazy. And, but it's the cool thing about it is that it did all work out. And that's kind of like, golf is the same way, right? It's,
right.
You're faced with adversity,
right.
and it's, how do I get my way out of this? How do I find a way out of this?
Yeah.
And, you're pretty good at that as well. So it worked out good
sometimes.
For you. Yeah, you're
sometimes.
right.
Sometimes there's a tree in the way, though.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we saw a lot of those. Oh, I did. I think I saw all of them. So you can answer this. You don't have to if you don't want to. It doesn't matter. But I've noticed that you don the crosses every once in a while. Is that, do you have like a religious background? Are you a pretty spiritual person or what? Would you like to talk about it at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, everything I've ever done has a path.
Okay.
A path guided by God. And the whole thing I was just talking about with that school.
Yeah.
I think me and my mom talk about this. It was, if it wasn't meant to be, it won't happen.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the sign from God was me not being able to go to that school, because look what's happened since.
Yeah. Who knows?
Right. Who knows what could happen next?
Right. Yeah.
So like when one door closes, the next one opens, and I think that the path that God has created is now clear. And you could have asked me 5 months ago what I want to do in life, and I would have had no idea.
No idea. Yeah.
No idea. And I think right now I have a set goal in mind.
Good.
And that's like one thing that I've always prayed about, and finding that.
Like clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finding that thing.
Yeah.
That one thing that I'm just like, I want to do that.
Yeah. It's hard.
This is it.
It's hard, man.
It's so hard.
It's hard.
It's so hard. I've been kicked in the face and put to the ground so many times,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I think
cool.
this is something that that really lit the way.
Yeah.
Was this whole opportunity.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
you said you and your mom kind of have the same viewpoint on it. Are you pretty close with your mom?
yeah, well,
Yeah.
my whole family. I said my mom because we talk about the Colorado situation.
Okay.
We've talked about it before, and like now what has come from that.
Yeah.
But my whole family's religious. We grew up in a Christian Catholic
Okay.
Holy Family.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, right here in Grand Blanc. So we grew up there. We don't go there as much anymore, just because everybody's busy and spread out.
Yeah.
But yeah, God's always been a part of my life. I grew up in catechism and all that stuff.
Right.
So
Well, and that's cool too. And it's like, the most important part is like, you don't have to attend. You don't have to attend all the services. It's more so just knowing that, and I think you know it very well, that God's with you all the time, and God's got this path already designed for you.
yeah,
So
I hope so. Man.
yeah,
I hope so.
it's sweet to see you capitalizing on it, and you noticing these things, because like I said before, dude, you're a rarity with anyone your age. I've been there. I would have given anything to have your mindset when I was your age. I didn't have it, and I think a lot of people don't have that. So that's great, man. You got a lot of wonderful things going for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I definitely put that to my parents and everything they've ever taught me, to just kind of, if you see something, go for it.
Go for it.
And that's going back to the supportiveness of my family.
Yeah.
Is like, if you see something, we'll help you there.
Yeah, we got your back.
Yeah. So I mean, it's huge. And even with like, I'm gonna bring this up, and it's funny because I had a clothing brand in high school.
Yeah.
I've always been super business driven. Like, I want to own
Entrepreneur.
my own. Yeah, exactly. I want to do something for myself. I had this company in high school called Tempo.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is so funny, because
Yeah.
who would have thought that I'd be here now creating
You still have
Tempo
some of
Town?
it?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like all of it.
you gotta release like a throwback line.
Oh,
or
I will.
something.
I will. Something like that.
Right.
Like I have like, when we were originally talking about like designs and stuff, I was like, I don't think you guys realize I have 50 Tempo, just the word Tempo designs of like anything.
From what you were doing in high school. That's crazy.
It's wild,
Is it like the same?
How did it come back?
Are you doing the same font and everything?
No. This
okay.
is it was more like streetwear style.
Okay.
And nothing compared to golf, because this was when I wasn't really into golf.
Okay, I got you.
Because I was actually planning to be a fashion major.
Okay.
At Northwood. Obviously that didn't work out, but now I'm a general business major.
Yeah. So. Well, it's kind of working out though, right?
Right. Yep.
So we were talking earlier a little bit, like when we were golfing, about like how I told you I kind of connected with my spirituality through golf. Do you have like a similar experience? Are you able to connect through your spirituality with golf, or is it just completely separate?
That one I'd have to think about. Like a specific situation, I don't know if I can like think of one.
Well, can I give you an example?
Yeah, go for it.
So, for instance, like myself, I can connect to spirituality through like just being out there and being present, being in the moment, being in nature, being in your company, having, good talk, good conversation. Like that is all spiritual to me. It feeds my soul. So that's kind of what I mean behind it. Just like having those experiences, like, are you able to, or is it just like strictly business when you're out there?
If I'm in a tournament, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if I'm locked in a tournament, it's like, I can't even hear it.
Talk to me.
I can't even hear other people
Right.
talking. So
Yeah.
It's
Which is great. That's
it's
good.
amazing. But you do like my practice round at Oakland Hills, like to take all that in was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the coolest.
You allowed it
experiences.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. It was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in golf. Because, like I said, this was my first time ever trying to qualify for the Michigan Am.
Mm-hmm.
I shot a 71 to tie for second at my, like what do you call it?
Qualifier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that got me in. And then when I went there, you like show up and they have like this packet with your name on it. And it's so cool.
Right.
I've never experienced anything like that.
That's awesome.
So, just a rush of emotions when I got there, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
And to be on a place, on like the grounds of the U.S. Open, the Ryder Cup, and like all these tournaments that have been held there by professional PGA, and everybody's been.
Did you play the same course?
They played the South.
They play the South. Okay, that's what I thought.
We played the North, but conditions-wise, it was set up for a major.
Oh, yeah, they're both, yeah.
It was unreal.
How's the clubhouse looking? Because this one that burnt down, right?
Yeah, it's not there still.
Oh, is it completely gone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I thought they maybe rebuilt or started to at least.
No, there's like, they have like their pool house, which they kind of like turn into like a little bit of both.
Okay.
And they have like a temporary clubhouse with like a pro shop in it.
Oh, I got you.
But that's a little weird, because it's literally just like a transportable box.
Oh yeah, like a container.
Literally. So you just kind of walk in there, but it's still so nice because it's Oakland Hills. But super cool experience, even without seeing like the famous clubhouse and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place is crazy. I would love to play there.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the list.
Yeah, it was a blessing to play there. It was crazy.
Yeah, I bet. Is there something or a few things? We're getting close to wrapping up here, but just a couple little more things. 1, 2, 3, 4, however many. Like, what have you learned about yourself the most or the least throughout life that you've like, you know for a fact? Like, I can say, Ashton, how do you handle this situation? And you know yourself so truly because of what you've learned throughout life. Like, is there anything that kind of sticks out?
I think I've gained a lot of confidence.
Okay.
Especially in the sport that I play and just kind of what I do. Confidence is probably one of my like highlights of my features. I don't feel embarrassed by things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like stressed out in certain public situations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Meeting new people, I've always been pretty social about that. And I think that's one of my biggest features. And I think that definitely comes from my uprising with my family, and because both my parents are salespeople,
Yeah.
so they kind of have to be personable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
But like, is the confidence, has it always been there with you, or has it just progressively gotten stronger?
kind of, kind of in like the start of high school, I kind of had like a hard spot, and kind of lost it.
Don't we all?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a down there, and then other than that, I met some friends, I met some guys that just kind of brought me back into my life, and I felt centered again, and then it was up from there.
Nice.
So
Seems like you have a pretty strong circle, friends and family.
yeah, I would say so.
You got a good support system.
Yeah. No, and everybody I've met on my on the Mott golf team has become a new friendship, and to leave that team,
hard.
So hard. So hard. I didn't think I would ever cry in front of them.
Yeah.
But I was like crying at the banquet, like
really
trying to get words out in front of them. It was so hard because I spent
deal, man.
Yeah, I spent 2 years with those guys, traveling every day, spending 70 hours a week with them. Yeah. I was spending more time with them than I was my family.
Yeah.
And that's why college golf is like, just college golf and college sports in general.
Yeah.
Just unreal. Mm-hmm. I mean, you never will ever experience anything like that ever again.
Yeah, I bet.
It was crazy. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to do it again at Saginaw.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And, and I'm sure like, and it's, it's a group of individuals, and you guys are all fighting towards a common goal, you know, and it's like that camaraderie. It's
the Masters.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Templetown, USA. Yeah, that's crazy. And I'm just, like, it's absolutely insane to me, which I guess I should have did a little bit better research, but the fact that you just started this thing in January is mind-blowing to me. So another really cool aspect of what you're doing here is not only are you crushing it, but like the world is witnessing your rise in it and your growth. That's cool, dude. That's big.
I'm so excited for the future.
Insane.
I'm so excited for the future.
I thought you've been doing this for a few years.
No.
I no lie. Like I knew, like I follow you, I know about you and everything, but it's like I never actually looked at a start date or anything. So I'm like, what? January?
7 months. Because I remember it was the day after New Year's, and it was like 4:00. And I told my buddy Jake, who I'm going to be roommates with, and we're like best friends now. I was like, I'm gonna try, see what happens.
Exactly.
And boy, was I surprised.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, 7 months is unreal to be where I'm at, because there's a lot of people in the space that I'm not saying this to be cocky or anything like that, but there's a lot of people that I've passed that I never would have thought, like people that I looked up to in the content space.
Yeah.
That I've passed that were like kind of the reason why I was like, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
And the support has just been unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. Whether that be I have a bad day at golf and followers are like, hey, it happens, stuff like that. Like I was talking a lot about haters.
You got a lot of support out there. Though,
so much. Yeah. Like my comment section compared to like a lot of other people's comment section is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so positive, and I have videos with millions and millions of views, and you run through the comments and you might find a handful.
Yeah.
Maybe like 5 or 6 hate comments. Mm-hmm. Other people, it's like, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that I love about this is the community is already so positive.
Yeah. That's great.
And I think it only goes up from there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it's, it's kind of like you're fostering this community of not only a golf following, but like you got a lot of positivity in there too, which is awesome,
right.
Because a lot of these content creators, especially in the golf world, they're not really focused on anything like that. They're focused on, like, there's a lot of them that are just focused on like broing down on the course and shooting some videos in the meantime. And so that's really cool though. But what was I going to ask you about? Just in general though, like knowing that we're on this path with you is really cool. It's like this uprising of, start to finish.
Yeah.
Well, start to where we are.
It's crazy. And I kind of like that a lot of Flint, and we'll say Flint as a general area of like Flushing and
Genesee County.
Genesee County. Yeah. They've all been super supportive as well. Like you saw today at the golf course, there's kids looking for me and stuff like that. Like that is so cool.
Saw an older fella. I saw one of your TikTok videos today. I love it.
No, it's so awesome. And I get recognized at work, and it's like, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that I would ever be in this situation? But it's just like I go back to that path, and I do think this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's clear to me now.
And if you don't mind me blowing up your ego just a little bit more, you do it with a lot of grace, dude. You do it very gracefully and respectfully, and like you obviously you're very consistent, but it's always the same thing out of you. It's a down to earth, humble dude with a ridiculous golf swing, and and it's like, and it's in a lot of times, especially the more people you get following you, it can change you, and
right.
It can change your perspective,
right?
And you've stuck with it, so that's awesome.
Well, thank you. Hearing that means a lot to me, because I think character comes before anything.
100%.
I've been taught that my whole life. So,
like
there's one thing that can never be taken from you, and it's like your reputation.
Absolutely.
It's yeah.
Like I'm gonna coin it right now. Like your swing and your personality is all about Tempo Town, dude. All about Tempo Town.
Smooth.
Slow,
smooth is fast.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Who is somebody that you aspire to meet that's out there?
Oh.
Give me two. Golf or not golf. Doesn't matter.
Well, I can check JT off the list.
Nice.
That was really cool.
Justin Thomas.
Yeah, Justin Thomas. Gosh, that is such a hard question.
Check me off the list.
I feel like Cody's off the list. Tiger's a big one.
Yeah.
Tiger's a huge one, because why wouldn't you want to meet Tiger?
Absolutely.
Actually, I did meet Tiger back at the Buick Open 2008. He signed my hat.
Nice.
Score. To like play with though, probably like some of the big guys in the content world.
Yeah.
Whether that be Bob Does Sports or the good guys or something like that. I get compared. You ever heard of Grant Horvat?
Oh yeah.
I get compared to him a lot.
I know.
And I've kind of tried to talk to him about doing a video here and there, but I just don't think I'd bring anything his way until I'm bigger. So it's only up from here.
You never know, man.
It's only up from here.
I know you'd like to. You're a big Random Golf Club guy too.
Yes.
So you'd love to play with Eric.
I would love.
We'll be playing with Eric in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Can't
which
wait.
Is crazy.
Can't wait. Yeah. So that's awesome, man. One final question. So this is something that I ask everyone, and it's kind of funny now that I'm thinking about it, because outside of my nephew, I haven't really had anyone younger on, but you've accomplished a lot and you've been through a lot. So I think you can answer this, no problem at all. If little Ashton came walking through that door, what is a piece of advice you'd give him?
Well, one, start playing golf.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I didn't get started competitively until
Right.
late, and that's the jump that the rest of the community of competitive golfers has on me. So, play more golf, and just keep having fun.
Yeah.
like there was situations in high school and middle school, which sounds so early.
Yeah.
Which is like horrible for a kid to have
Middle school's
drama.
hard, man.
Yeah, for a kid to have drama
Yeah.
in middle school, that is horrible. But like,
It happens.
I put myself right in the center of it.
Right.
So, like, gosh, dude, just like let it go
Yeah.
and stay with your friends and
Just enjoy life.
and say yes to everything.
Yeah.
because
there you
why
go.
not?
Right. I like it. I
Right.
like it. So were you kind of like more hesitant when you were younger to like put yourself out there?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not as much with like my friends. Like we would go
Right.
out and hang out and have sleepovers and
Right.
stuff like that. But like other things that I could have done,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said yes to skydiving.
Really?
To my mom wanted to go skydiving.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Really?
Yeah, that was actually a week ago.
Oof. I don't think there's an amount of money on planet Earth
Really?
that I could do that.
I've
never even flown.
Really?
Never.
Okay, well that makes sense. If
Yeah.
you're like afraid of planes and
Yeah.
and that, okay, that makes sense. But like, gosh, it was incredible.
Really?
Yeah, the whole experience of
Was it around here?
Charlevoix.
Oh, awesome.
It was that weekend that you were up in
Yeah,
Petoskey.
yeah,
yeah. So, yeah, I jumped out of a plane that weekend.
That's so cool, man.
It was unreal.
Like, was it near Lake Michigan? Could you see Lake Michigan?
yeah, we
Oh, that's
left
so
out
cool.
of Charlevoix Airport.
Okay.
Went up to I think it was 15,000 feet.
Wow.
And my mom jumped first. I'll have to show you the video because they got a little GoPro and
You
stuff.
should have took
So-
a ball and a club up there and just hit one from the plane.
That would've
man.
been so sick. That's a good way to get like arrested.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think saying yes to more things is a good way to put it because I think you gain a lot more experience that way.
No, absolutely. I think it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say yes to everything, but there was a lot of stuff that I just left the door closed on.
Right.
And I noticed that, like,
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not meaning like saying yes to like hard drugs. And
no.
everything.
What I'm saying is, like, there's instances where, like, I've wanted to, like somebody said, hey, you want to go try this or you want to meet so-and-so? And I was always, no.
Yeah.
And then I noticed I started saying yes a little bit more. And even though I didn't really want to do it, but then like all of a sudden, like something great happened or like this opportunity opened just because of that. Like
Right.
it presented itself like, wait, you're who? Like, oh, I've been trying to do this for the last 2 years, and
Right.
it's absolutely insane when you actually open that up and you basically are saying like, here I am, universe, like just give it to me, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's huge for sure. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, it's definitely a mindset that I think a lot of people can take on and see a lot of positives from it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're helping a lot of kids your age as well, or even younger. I'm sure a lot of kids are looking up to you. And that's,
I hope so, man.
without a doubt there. I already know it. So
it's a dream.
yeah, that's awesome. And like I said earlier, you do it very respectfully and you have you just have like a grace about you, how you carry yourself and everything that, I think just speaks volumes, and it shows like, we are in a time now where it's crazy out here. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Yeah.
how, you're kind of like, you kind of have like this old school approach, like this, you know what I mean? Like this old
Yeah.
soul,
Right.
know? So it's cool to see. It's refreshing. But yeah, that about does it. Thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, dude. Thanks for coming out and playing this morning. It was, it's been a great day so far. It's been a
wonderful day.
It has, man. It's been awesome. For those of you that don't know or don't follow Ashton, can you please drop all of your handles, your websites, anything that we need to know or they need to know?
Gotcha. So Ashton_Gaulin, that is ASHTON_GAULIN. That is all my handles for YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Those are my three main platforms. And then a new website is going up. So big news for a new website, tempotownusa.com. Will be live when this video drops. So
August 15th.
if you want to become a resident of Tempo Town, this is the way to do it. A lot of people ask, can I get in? How do I get in? This is the way. So now the site won't be finalized with like merch and stuff until about a few weeks after, but becoming a resident will allow you to
have access to all that.
Have access and like kind of get like a newsletter almost.
Oh, okay.
Or
cool.
like mail.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what we call it. That's actually kind of cool.
I just want to say too, like Ashton was kind of like describing this to me, and it's such a cool idea. So like, definitely jump on board. Like I cannot wait to be a member. I've been wanting to move for a while now, so I cannot wait to get my new spot at Templetown. And yeah, it's just a great idea, and I just hope that you continue to keep crushing it, dude. Keep following your dreams, and more than anything, please just remain and stay the way you are. Stay humble, stay graceful, stay respectful, and I know without a doubt it's just going to keep coming to you, dude.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone who has watched and followed me. And if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel or my podcast, Process 34 on YouTube. You can find me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or you can follow me on social media, Facebook Process 34 and Instagram Process_34. Do a little bit of TikTok here and there, but it's just, it's not really, I guess I focus more on the other platforms right now, you know what I mean? But thank you so much, Ashton. Keep it going, Templetown USA. Make sure you follow him, please. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.